A leader of an anti-abortion group is facing several felony charges in connection to an attack on a San Francisco abortion clinic.
San Francisco District Attorney Chesa Boudin announced the charges today. KRON 4's Gayle joins us now live in the studio with details on this story. Gayle?
Vicki and Grant, according to the DA's office, the activist was part of a group that invaded a San Francisco health clinic. The group allegedly broke into the facility, stalked a doctor who provides abortions to women, and recorded hospital staff and patients. I spoke to one member of the group who shares her side of the story.
We will not tolerate this kind of behavior. We will not tolerate it in San Francisco, and we will stand up against efforts to criminalize reproductive choices.
San Francisco District Attorney Chesa Boudin announcing charges Thursday against a group of anti-abortion activists. The DA's office released this photo of a defaced and damaged bronze statue of the Madonna and Child at San Francisco General Hospital, covered with fake blood and stickers with the doctor's name on it. The DA says one of the activists, Aaron Jonathan Hurley of Los Angeles, is now facing felony and misdemeanor charges that include trespassing, stalking, and vandalism.
We will protect medical providers. We will protect the rights of patients to seek medical services that have to do with their reproductive health.
But Kristen Turner, the executive director of Pro-Life San Francisco, is calling the charges against Hurley overblown. She says she and others visited the clinic to do good.
We went to Zuckerberg General Hospital 2 months ago to provide resources to community members who are often incredibly underserved. We know that the majority of abortions happen because of financial reasons. So we went there that day to give roses to people considering abortion and connect them with financial resources.
Turner says the interaction at the clinic was recorded, but the video was not published, and the faces of the patients were blurred. Turner says she was cited and released after visiting the clinic.
We went down to the San Francisco Hall of Justice to support our friend AJ Hurley, who we believe is being unfairly targeted because of the content of his speech and not his actual behavior, which falls under his First Amendment rights. It's really important that our community continues a long, rich history of direct action in the Bay Area, and AJ was only doing that.
And the DA's office says an arrest warrant is outstanding for one of the other participants involved in these activities. Vicki, Grant.
Thank you, Gayle. Oklahoma just advanced a bill to ban abortion at conception. Critics call it the most restrictive abortion ban in the country. It would outlaw nearly all abortions in the state except to save the life of a pregnant woman or if the pregnancy is a result of rape or incest. Oklahoma's governor is expected to sign it. Vice President Kamala Harris had this to say about it.
From the moment of fertilization, it's outrageous, and it's just the latest in a series of extreme laws around the country.
The Vice President making those comments a little earlier today in a virtual meeting with medical professionals. They are all from states with some of the nation's tightest restrictions on abortion, and that includes Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas, Missouri, and Montana. The Supreme Court is expected to issue a final ruling on abortion in the next 6 weeks.